Well, I'm going to open this video up sharing with you the crazy day that I had. Starting off, I'm getting prepared to get my day started, doing my makeup. I have the people from the floor company Empire Flooring finishing our floors downstairs. As I'm getting dressed, I hear a loud bang. I hear someone outside using foul language and yelling. I go look out. It's one of my particular neighbors that live on another block. I guess was driving too fast as usual because he never stops at stop signs. And he ran into my neighbor's house across the street. Then I have the police knocking on my door to look at my surveillance cameras to see which way he was coming. He actually, what happened was when I went outside to see if he was okay, he had a stick and he was hitting the car and he took off running. I told him, I said, "You can't leave the scene of an accident." He took off running around the block. By the time I got the police on the phone, they came. Some other gentleman that lives around the block, I guess is one of his relatives, came and said that he was the one driving, and the police had asked me, was he the one driving? I said, absolutely not. It was someone else. He says, "I see you have surveillance cameras. Can we look at them?" I was like, oh boy, I have a hair appointment like less than 30 minutes. Okay, sure, we come to my house, of course, trying to find the right moment that the car passed and how it happened and everything. Yes, they lied saying that somebody else was in the car when there wasn't anybody in the car. I did see a car seat in the back seat, and I did go to the car to see if there was a baby in it because it was smoking. But it was just like very nerve-wracking. Then I go to my hair appointment. I have the girl do my hair, and I loved it. I loved what she did. My husband and I decided that we were going to go to TJ Maxx because he needed a few things. He took this little guy with us. We parked right in front of the door of the actual store. My husband says, "I'm going to stay in the car with him." And I said, okay. I ran inside. I grabbed a few things. And he called and he says, "Can you keep an eye on him at the door because I need to run inside and use the restroom?" And I said, okay, sure. I'm standing right there by the door. My husband gets out of the car. He goes to the back of the store to go to the restroom. I am standing there and I see this girl standing outside her car, leaning against her car, looking into my husband's car. Now our car's locked and it is running. It is not hot. It's not cold out, but we still have the air circulating in the car. I just have a funny feeling that she's up to no good. So I stand there and I'm watching to see what she's doing. And next thing I know, I see the police pull up behind my husband's car. Her just walk inside like she doesn't know what's going on. She didn't do anything. I see the officer come in. He went straight to the register. He said something to I think it was the manager or one of the cashiers. I had a funny feeling it had something to do with my husband's car or this little guy, or it was us. I went over to the officer and I said, "Is there a problem?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm looking for the people that own, the person that owns that black SUV." And I said, "We do, my husband and I." And he said, "Okay, let's step outside." So we step outside. We're like standing literally in front of the car because it's right in front of the door. And she is inside looking over one of the racks, like trying to see what's being said, what's going to happen. And so he says to me, we got a call, a dog was in distress. And I said, "Dog in distress?" And he's literally he sits on the console so he can see out the window and everything. And I said, well, if she was going too close to the car or if she was tapping on the window or anything, yeah, he's going to be in distress because he doesn't really care for other people. I said, it's not hot. It's not cold out. The car is running. I said, the doors are locked. My husband was sitting in the car. He went inside just to, oh, look at my hair. It's looking a hot mess, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, it's looking a hot mess, isn't it? Oh, the sun is coming in so pretty. We're gonna sunbathe. Anyway, I said, officer, does he look like he's in distress? Do you think I would leave that little boy in jeopardy or anything? I said, my husband I'm standing here at the door. That's how I know that you're here, because I'm standing right here watching, and I saw that girl right there is the one that must have made the phone calls. I saw her standing there talking on her phone, leaning against her car, looking into my car. And I said, my husband is in the restroom. I'm standing here watching till he comes back. The officer looks through the windshield and he's like, yeah, he's not, hold on. He talks on his radio. It was about a break-in or something. And then he says, you're fine. He takes off and leaves. I am steaming, pissed off at this stupid little girl. I just want to slap her in her face. How dare you call the police and bother them, stating that this dog is in distress while the car is running, and she saw my husband sitting in the car, and I'm standing here watching. I went over to this girl and I said a few choice words to her. A picture of her face, which you will see. And I told her, I said, you need to learn to call the police when it's appropriate. Well, let's just say it was a crazy day, a day that just was full of adventure. I'm just glad that it's over. The boy's here laying in my lap, as you can tell, sunbathing. He's just a sweet little boy. That's the end of this video. I'm gonna put in some photos of the accident and this knucklehead girl.